Welcome. You may now be seated. Good afternoon. Hannah, Corbin, and I would like to welcome everyone on this gorgeous day. It's because of all of you that Hannah and Corbin's relationship has strengthened and grown, leading us to this very moment. Thank you for being here. Now let's begin. My name is Rocco Tortorella, the youngest of Hannah's 5 brothers. When Hannah and Corbin asked me to officiate their wedding, I was quite surprised, I must say. But after thinking about it for a bit, I started to understand why. My brother Nico and I spent the majority of our childhood with our mother, only seeing Hannah, Eric, Scott, Kevin, and my dad's side of the family during the holidays. This never really emotionally affected me too much because I was taught to always love all my family unconditionally, and that family is most important in life. When I was really young, I was overjoyed to hear the news that I was having a baby sister. Her name is Hannah. We both share a lot in common. We both have infectious smiles, are extremely playful, live in the moment, and like I said before, we love unconditionally. Unconditional love is about caring for another person's happiness without worrying about how it will benefit you. When I first met Corbin, and even now, every time I visit, I see Hannah's face light up the room when they're together. It's the same face I saw on her when all the family was spending quality time together during the holidays. So much happiness and endless bliss. I never knew she could love someone as much as she loves her family. And what is so beautiful to me is that Corbin shares these same traits. His eyes light up, his big gorgeous smile cheek to cheek, so infectiously in love with our baby Hannah. To see my sister happy is all I ever want for her, and I've known for some time now that Corbin is the perfect match. I know that he will always be there for her, protect her, take care of her, and unconditionally love her like her family does. I am overjoyed to welcome you to this family, Corbin, and so proud to call you my brother. I love both of you from the bottom of my heart, always and forever, and wish you the utmost joy and happiness together in this journey we call life. Hannah and Corbin, what you've accomplished here today is no small feat. Your journey began way before you sent out the invitations, chose this beautiful venue, or even decided to spend the rest of your lives together. Your journey began the moment you first met. You took the time to learn what makes the other person smile, what makes them laugh, and how to best support them when life is less than simple. You welcomed each other's families, communities, and lifelong friends and joined them together with warmth and enthusiasm. You have built a new home with your love and have worked every day to support this dwelling as it changes and grows. Marriages bring hard days, just as they bring beautiful ones. This day is a reminder of what your love has already accomplished and the amazing possibilities of what it can continue to accomplish and overcome in the many, many years ahead of you. For our reading today, Hannah has asked her sibling Nico to perform an original poem to honor their vows.
Hannah and Corbin. Love is beautiful. Love is complicated. Of course it is. God made it. Love is spirit. Love is bodies, molecules constantly crashing into each other and forming opinions. Love is unconditional, no matter what. Love is the verb, the noun, the adjective, the practice as much as the game, as passive as active, healing as explosive, habitual as revolutionary, unknown as all-knowing, conditional as unconditional, rejecting as accepting. Love and marriage. Love and marriage. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is complicated. Ask anyone here and they will smile and say it. Yes, marriage is complicated. A symbolic exchange. A ring energetically protecting the one finger veined directly to heart. Of course it is. God made it. Hannah and Corbin, today, a day, your day, 2020, August 28th. In a time of social and civil unrest, a world beautiful and complicated at best, and still, no matter what, a love that makes sense. To everyone here today, thank you. We see you. And yes, there may be some people missing, people we wish that were here, the ones who have passed, our ancestors from pasts past, our friends and families that for whatever reason couldn't pass through Hannah and Corbin today for you, but I promise you, they are here. All of them are here in spirit with you because of you too. And today is a celebration of love, unconditional, of marriage, religious and spiritual, and I am honored to stand here today as a witness of my baby sister and my almost brother, and brother Rocco in charge, and Daddy and Jilly and my spouse Bethany, and all my friends and family, all our friends and families at large. And today is just the beginning of a life and family union created in the eyes of those that made it. Choosing love is a way of life. It's the only way of life. And choices, marriage is a series of choices, and choices and choices and choices every single day. Choices are indeed beautiful and complicated. And today the right choice has been made. In the name of love, the love and the holy love. Love is beautiful. Love is complicated. Of course it is. God made it. All of it is you, Hannah and Corbin, today, on this day, and every day moving forward. All love, it is you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nico. We've come to the point of your ceremony where you're going to say your vows to one another. But before you do that, I ask you to remember that love, which is rooted in faith, trust, and acceptance, as it will be the foundation of an abiding and deepening relationship. If you are able to keep the vows you take here today, not because of any religious or civic law, but out of a desire to love and to be loved by another person fully, without limitation, then your life will have so much joy. And the home you've established will be a place in which both of you will find the direction of your growth, your freedom, and your responsibility. Please now read the vows you have written for each other.
Corbin, there are a million words I can say today, standing here in front of you on our wedding day, the day I've dreamed of my whole life. From all the stories and vows I have to say, I keep thinking back to this one line, what's meant to be will always find a way. I'm so extremely grateful that I get to stand in front of you and all our friends and family today and marry the person I cherish most in this world, my best friend. What many people don't know is you and I grew up about a half mile away from each other. And although I know you'll laugh at me for this, I know we must have walked past each other at Grassley School in the first grade, but fate wasn't ready for us to meet then. Fast forward to high school, I was at those football games when you were playing, but fate wasn't ready just yet. Then, after you graduated and I was just a sophomore in high school, fate was ready and we met through a mutual friend. You were wearing a backwards hat and one earring, and my 16-year-old self was just crazy about you. I dropped you back off at your house that day and I remember saying, yeah, I want to be with him. My 16-year-old self is internally screaming at how excited she is. and my 24-year-old self has been ready for this day ever since he proposed in front of all of our closest friends and family. What I didn't know at 16 was that you were the best thing to ever happen to me. We never knew where the world would take us. We've had our fair share of dark days and poor choices, but we always stuck together. In failure and success, I will always celebrate with you and walk beside you for the rest of our lives. There's still a part of me today that can't believe that I'm the one that gets to marry you. I believe in you, the man you will grow to be, and the couple we will be together. You have come so far since our teenage years, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life reminding you how incredible you really are. I want you to know that every compromise and tough road we've been down has been far worth it to call you my husband today and the father of our children in the future. From the first graders to the teenagers to the adults we are now, you are what I've dreamed about my entire life. And now I know that no matter what, what's meant to be will always find a way. I do believe in fate and destiny, and I believe we will always find each other. Now and in every lifetime, I will always choose you. You were the chapter that I didn't know the words to, but always knew existed. And when I finally found it and began to read, I knew I was home. You are my home, Corbin. I can't promise you that life will be easy or tomorrow will be perfect. I can't promise you that I won't overplan our weekends, turn down the wrong street, or buy too many shoes. I can't promise you that we'll always agree. But I do promise to encourage your dreams, like someday owning a restaurant. I promise to express my love, not just with words, but with actions. To accept that I make mistakes and am not always right. I promise to continue to learn from your patience and grace you show in all situations. I promise to be your home and your adventure in one. To see Ireland with you someday soon. I promise to make you laugh and hold you close to my heart. Lastly, I promise to work with you to build a marriage of teamwork, knowing that together we will build a life far better than either of us could ever imagine alone. With my whole heart, I take you as my husband, acknowledging and accepting your faults and strengths as you do mine. Today, I give you my hand and my heart and pledge my love, devotion, faith, and honor as I join my life to yours.
As long as I can remember, our life and love has been an array of stories, memories, and everlasting moments trapped in time. When thinking about the lifelong promises I make to you today, it comes from the bottom of my heart and from these moments of our history. When growing up, your young heart and mind didn't dream about what you wanted to be when you were older. You dreamed about getting married and how special that moment looked to you in your mind. It was the dream of love and being loved that carried on through your whole life. I stand here today 110% honored and humbled as your best friend to fulfill your dream. Being the person to fill the shoes of your lifelong dream and lifelong partner, I have put together a list of vows that you undoubtedly deserve and so much more. When we first met, we were both so young and fast living. We wanted to experience as much as we could together. We carried this mentality in today and plan to carry it into the future. We both learned that life and this world is a privilege and that we are not entitled to it. With this, I vow to always be young at heart and immerse myself in each moment of our lives. This is to ensure a life of everlasting memories. Dating you for so long, we've learned so much about each other's lives and childhood and where we've come from. One of my favorite stories about you is when you were a child, you wanted a purple binder. And when that wasn't satisfied, you were angry. You thought, why couldn't I? I know it can be done, why isn't it? I love this story because that same mentality changed and matured and became one of your best qualities. See, it wasn't about the binder, but not letting go of your wants. Not letting no be an option for what you want in this world. With this, I vow to always put 100% in our wants and dreams. to not let can't be in the same category, especially when you deserve the world. Like all relationships, us two have had disagreements and arguments. Though humbly, we've learned love can be messy and sometimes difficult. Yet we've always prevailed. I like to believe that our love was always meant to be. This is why we've overcome so much and worked through our difficulties as a team and best friends. I've learned that where you invest your love, you invest your life, and I invest all the love I can. With this, I vow to always communicate with you, never let you go to bed upset, always receive whatever you say with patience. I vow to always be the teammate you need in life. There has been a few times in our relationship where we've talked about old age. How that would be such a gift to grow old together. How heart-wrenching it would be to live a single day without the other in it. Many times I have thought about that until I came to an important decision. One day I came to you and said, I know it'd be hard to live without you, but that was selfish. I said, I want to live longer than you so that you don't have to live a single day in this world without your best friend. With this, I vow to always think about yours and mine's health so we can achieve the gift and blessing of old age. In my life, I've made mistakes. I can't change what I've done, but I can change what I do. One of the best decisions I've made was to meet you. It has forever changed my life. At one point in our relationship, I thought it needed to be a better man for you. I learned though through you that I wanted to be better for myself. To look in the mirror and be proud. With this, I vow to always work to be the best version of myself. To be a man that deserves your love, and to be a man that's humble and wise. Lastly, I've talked about what our love is to me and to us. How our love is unique and has been an incredible ride. How we look at each other, and no matter where we are, if it's together, we'll always be home. That our love hasn't always been sunshine and rainbows, that it has been tested and strengthened through hard times and difficulties. That waking up next to you each morning is a gift from heaven. How sometimes when we doubt ourselves, we tell the other, you are special. How our love is endless. With this, I vow to love you today, tomorrow, this life, and the next. These vows and promises are a very short part of a list, with a very short part of a list of many others that I promise to live by as your husband and best friend. My life is forever yours.
Hannah and Corbin, do you take one another as partners from this day forward as husband and wife? And to everyone here, do you promise to stand by this couple, to remind them of their vows, and to act as an example of love and family?
We do.
Now the exchanging of rings. Ring bearer, can I please have the rings? Hannah and Corbin have chosen these rings to represent the unbreakable circle of life and love. Hannah, please place the ring on Corbin's left hand and repeat after me. I give you this ring as a reminder of today and all our hopes and dreams for the future. This ring is a token of my love, my commitment,